From this video, I am going to start a 5 episode series on how India won the ICC trophies and went on to become the champions. Please enjoy.
India has won two World Cups in 1983 under the captaincy of Kapil Dev and in 2011 under captaincy of MS Dhoni. India has won two Champions Trophy, one in 2002 under the captaincy of Saurav Ganguly and in 2013 under the captaincy of MS Dhoni, and the inaugural T20 World Cup in 2007 under the captaincy of Dhoni. Whenever India wins an ICC trophy, a lot of changes happens around the world cricket. We will also see in that also. We'll come to the first ICC trophy India won, that is 1983 World Cup. And at this point in 1983, India was considerably weak team in ODIs. It was a medium team in tests. It was improving well in tests, but in ODI, which was a new format at that time, India was a little bit weak at the moment. Before 1983, that is in 1975 and 1979, India performed very poorly. India had only won one match in a combination of two World Cups. That was very poor performance. So there were no such expectation, there were no such high expectation for India to win 1983 World Cup. India started off their campaign against defending champions West Indies. If you not know, West Indies had won the previous two World Cups in 1975 and in 1979. So it was a huge task for India to beat West Indies, and to surprise to whole world cricket, India did that. West Indies, who had won both 1975 and 79 World Cup without losing a single match, lost their first match, opening match in 1983 World Cup against India. After beating West Indies, India went on to win the match against Zimbabwe. So they had won 2 out of 2. But a situation has happened where India lost against Australia, and afterwards a round 2 happened and again they lost against West Indies. So in 4 matches, India won 2 and lost 2. In round 2, this was a very critical match. It was a do or die match for India. India were unfortunately reduced to 17 for 5, but a magnificent innings of 175 runs by Kapil Dev brought a respectable 257 target, and Zimbabwe failed to chase it. It was a very iconic win. It was also said to be turning point of India during 1983 World Cup campaign. India faced a knockout-like situation against Australia. Australia had won 2 matches out of 5, while India won 3 out of 5 matches. But the problem here is Australia's net run rate was positive, while India's net run rate was a little bit lower than Australia. So India has to win against Australia. India batted first, giving Australia a target of 248. But Australia failed to chase it, becoming all out in 129. So it was a huge victory for India, and a back-to-back victories brought India to a very much confidence, and they would face the host England in the semi-finals. In the semi-final, England scored only 213 in 60 overs. With the help of Kapil Dev and Mohinder Amarnath, England were actually all out. In the chase, India chased very easily, 217 for 4 with still 15 overs left, and it was because of Sandeep Patil and Yashpal Sharma's brilliant knocks. This victory was also significant because knocking out a strong England team in their home ground out to win the semi-finals was much more iconic. India, who were underdogs before this World Cup, now reached the final, who will face West Indies. India now, who were considered underdogs, have now reached the final, and they will face the formidable West Indies, who are looking for 3 times World Cup. In the finals, India played batting in first innings. They actually posted a total of only 183. 184 was a target in 60 overs, which was very less. But Indian bowlers showed their passionate and restricted West Indies in 140 runs. India won the World Cup by 43 runs. The main turning point of the game was Vivian Richards' wicket. He was actually going very well. He had actually scored 35-36 runs, but a stunning catch by Kapil Dev changed the match, turned the match towards India. The aftermath of this World Cup victory was a significant part of whole world cricket, because India became a powerhouse in cricket. The cricket fans in India grew very large. Kapil Dev became a superstar in India in the 80s. After this victory, the World Cups, which were actually usually hosted by England, now has been shifted to South Asia. It was to be hosted by both India and Pakistan. India becoming the second country to win the World Cup, that too before the strong teams at the time like England, Australia, New Zealand, and even also before Pakistan, was actually the most important part and most amazing victory.